Previously on Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations. I'm gonna expose that guy for what he's done, or my name isn't Phoenix Wright. I mean Phoenix Wright. Damn it. He's the Phoenix Wright. Arrgh. Order in the court. Settle down or I'll clear this courtroom. Why, Gramps, why don't you clear out of here, huh? What did you just say to me, you trumped up, caffeine-addicted, mask-wearing numbskull? Right. Are you saying that Mr. Kudos saw what Mr. Kudos saw was a setup? Yes. Someone pretended to be Glenn Elg and acted out the whole coffee poisoning. All for the express purpose of creating a witness out of the one Mr. Victor Kudo. Hello, I'm Unca Crunk. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright and the Trial of Maggie Bird. 1:21 p.m. So we're finally going to see the tiger on the stand. We've almost got this case won now, Manette. I wish I could agree. Huh? When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do. But Godot picked up on it, remember? He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth. You mean, you think Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know. But if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe! What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end. Hey, that's the pot calling the tail black, little Miss Top Knot. It's not a top knot! Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, all right? I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I kind of get wound up. No kidding. You gotta have something you need me to do, pal. Anything. Yeah, fingerprints. I need fingerprints. Well, hey, I'm gonna take a jog back down to the precinct. I could get some prints analyzed for you if you got an hour. An hour? The trial will have reconvened by then. But Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right? True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck. You said you can get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour? You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? There we go. You're going back to the station anyway. Could you find out whose prints are on this? Oh, hey, that's the small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right? Yeah, I think it's time we solved the last mystery of who the prints on it belong to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been gnawing at me too. Okay, good. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back, all right? Yeah, no problem. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess. It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys. Yep. January 8th, 1:56 p.m., District Court Courtroom number 4. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Godot, did you find this furious tigre? I even tamed him for you. It's a 3-cup job, no problem. Tamed him? The guy's name may be Furio Tigre, but come on. He's pretty lively. Be careful, he still bites. Very well. Please show Mr. Tigre to the stand. Witness. Please state. Ah! Maya? Maya! Don't hide on the table, Maya! Unless there's room down there for me, too. What'd you say to me? No, nothing. I didn't say nothing, honest. Who could have guessed that fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent in the judge? I got business to take care of, you hear me? So who the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky? No, of course not. It was the... Oh, he's gone too. Your Honor? Hey! Yeah, would you please come out from underneath your desk? Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as you normal. That's it, we're doomed. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, who the hell was it that called me in here? There's no need to shout. We can all hear you. What'd you say? There's no point struggling. You're caught in the snare. The relentless snare of the law. And I'm the one that hauled you in. Too cool. Don't let him get the better of you, Nick! Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, mask boy. You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Bird? Maggie, who? I got more important things than the damn... Maggie, who? I got more important things to do than watch some courtroom dramas. Of course. Well, would you perhaps give us your testimony then? Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. Phoenix Wright. Yeah? You was the one who set this up, didn't you? You's gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, I didn't. Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. I got one down here. Thanks. Get a grab, Nick. The tiger's alibi. I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all of my time in my office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from Ted to Linda every single day, you know? You just want to check my alibi, just ask Violetta. Oh, you're back. At last I found my pen. Congratulations. Very well then, Mr. Wright, you're cross-examined. No! What is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting like that. I know the kind of games that guy Blue plays. That lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till he wins. Lowlife? Me? Listen up, Smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000, and you're gonna borrow that cash from me. That's one loan contract I refuse to sign. And don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you take it with your tiger. Dude. I love a good spectator sport. Just a minute. That's really not. This witness is, how can I put it? A hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side and he'll bite everyone's heads off. Yours too. Very well. I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here. You better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. If I don't split now, I ain't going to catch my bus. The court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of witness testimony. How lovely. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You can do it, Nick. Come out from under there already, would you, Maya? The tiger's alibi. All right. I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all of my time at the office. All right, let's see about this. Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know. You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is. Sharp? Is he talking about Viola Cadaverini? She writes everything in my scheduler. December, mainly in the office. That's what it says, so that's where I was. That seems like a rather sketchy schedule. There he goes again. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder. So now what? Press harder. We didn't get penalized, so keep going. What do you want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail.
Objection.
Oh, this is a dead end, right? And you know it. Remember the rules. No. It's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately. I agree. The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too? Maybe you ain't listening. Of course I was. I ain't never set no foot outside of nothing. What? I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats that wanting to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before. I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Cadeau, if you could please. Mr. Tigre, the court asks you to add that last statement to your testimony. Don't let an animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. The day you was talking about, I was in the office too. I never saw that kid before. Can I press this? You didn't know Mr. Glenn Elk. Really? I don't mess with the guppies when there are bigger fish to fry. What do you say, boss? Who? Me? How's about I hit you with a fat $200,000? Well, I was thinking about purchasing a nice car from Europe. He's seriously considering this? Wow, the tiger's a really good salesman, huh? Welcome back. Thank you. Yeah, and if I want to sell this case, I need to copy him. How about you hit him with a fat piece of evidence, boss? I wish it was that easy. Hang on. Okay, never saw that kid before. Do I have something? No. Oh, okay, there we go. Mr. Tigre, you claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn Elg, but it appears that Mr. Elg knew you. What? Mr. Elg left this little note in on his calendar. Meet with the tiger, and the date, December 3rd. December 3rd? That's the day of the murder! Welcome back. I'm glad you decided to join us, Your Honor. So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glenn Elg. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Not bad. You're actually not bad. Sorry? I was just messing with you to see how good you were. Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. That's one compliment I can do without. Plus, he's lying through his teeth. Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. You calling me a liar? Is that what you're doing? Whoa. So you're saying that your claim to have never seen that kid before is the truth? I said I'm dead serious. You better believe that's the truth. Then I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. What? That is, while you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigray. Oh, yes, would you mind, indulging the court witness? He never actually met with the victim? That's gotta be a lie right there. It's time I nailed this guy. The victim, Glenn Elg. I ain't no liar. I never met with Glenn Elg. There was some lame guy with that name, though, wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up with a meeting with the guy at my office to tend to Linda. I waited around for him, but he ain't never showed. I ain't never even been to that Tribune joint, you see her? I see. That all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I've heard it's pretty hard to keep an appointment when you're dead. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't going to make my bus now. I'm going to have to take the express train. That bill's going straight to you, right? I'm guessing the penalty thing still holds. Let's see. Okay, here we go. You've definitely been there. Yes, the matches. Mr. Tigray, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches? Matches? We don't need no stinking matches. What you talking about? We found them in your office at the Tenderlander. They're from that restaurant. Buddy, if you've really never been to Tribune before, what was a book of the restaurant's matches doing on your desk? You've been snooping around my stuff now too, wise guy. What are you? My ball and chain ain't no broad controlling me. Ha! I beg to differ. Order. Real witness. I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? Sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Forgive me. I ain't no pussycat. I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day. Damn, dude, you could have just said that Violetta got the matches when she visited there some other time. Idiot. What? Well, listen good, all right. I might have been there, but I still never met that kid. Well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony. I'm this close to proving it was him. He did meet Glenn Elk that day, and he did put poison in his coffee. He must have. At Tribune. No way. At Tribune. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be sort of split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office. I see. You didn't actually meet with him in the end, then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Hold it. If I wait around here any longer, I ain't even gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions. No problem. Anytime Triad presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see that he pays the penalty. Mr. Godot, that's my job. Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it. Yes, sir. The special express ain't cheap, right? Just so you know since you's paying. Oh, man. Doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? Okay. Let's see. Open the door. Saw one ugly scene. Guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. All right. Let's go back. Okay. How exactly did you see that? Let me make sure. Yep, there's no way you could have seen that. You're something of a loan-collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigre? No one escapes the tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie-detecting pro. Wait. And no one escapes the Phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight. Watch this track. New line of irrelevant questioning. These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre? From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this. Indeed, the witness would have a clear view of the victim's seat. Isn't that just what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head. Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition. Wait, that's true. Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. So, from the entrance of Tribulations, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day because you met with him.
Objection.
Wrong. Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table. But the defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not Glenn Elg, but a fake. What? In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out a charade. That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer who impersonated the victim? You say that the killer murdered Glenn Elg and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Mr. Kudo. In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court. Easy enough. Obviously, the killer is Furio Tigre. No one else could have done it. What? Will witness? No, that's cute. You think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe you don't understand. The tiger is the king of the jungle. So I dare you to say it again. Come on, you got your guts. You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigre. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright! Sounds to me like you must be you, old man. You've got the guts. I gotta give you that. Mr. Wright, do not leave me to handle this alone. Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Godot! Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't see just the victim. Oh, no, no, no. The Sylvie girl brought him a cappuccino, but she put something in it. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains, he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. Yes, it was the waitress who poisoned the coffee. Very impressive, Mr. Godot. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack. Huh. Found your pin at last try? It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim and the supposed Mr. Glenn Elg and the waitress from behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright. I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenn Elg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show. What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, Mrs. Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was it? Who was this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed? Who is this woman? Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She's an employee of the Tender Lender. You're making a big mistake. Do you know who Violetta's grandfather is? You better be going home in an armored truck tonight if you know what I mean. Stop shaking, Nick. Where was I? You should be shaking too. You're going home in the same car I am. Anyway, yeah. The defendant, Ms. Bird, has stated the following. Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true that there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy, and she had a kind of cackling laugh. Like, heh, heh, heh. That's not cackling. Yeah, I know, but you messed up her voice lines before you knew that it was a cackling laugh. Oh. There are just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table, who nobody but Ms. Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. There's only one logical explanation that clears up all of these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice, once for real and once for show. And Mr. Furio Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you. Witness, what have you got to say? That's cute. Sorry? You's all right. I could do with a guy like you's around. What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go. Yeah, just something to think about? You's got it all wrapped up nice, huh, Mr. Wright? But you's missed out on one real important thing. Yeah, but no, that can't be. I was in Detroit that day, and I met that kid, too. Okay? But I couldn't have poisoned him, yeah? What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre? Huh. What a troublemaker. Troublemaker? Looks like we're going to need another one for the road. One more steaming cup hot One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Indeed. Witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at Tribia between yourself and the victim? Ties to the victim. Yeah, I loaned El Cash about $100,000. That day, he was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his payback date, see? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won $500,000. He got lucky, you know, real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she done, everything would have been over. Now, I see that the principal amount you loaned Mr. Elg was $50,000. Yeah, well, you've got the VIG to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know. The hell is VIG? That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal. And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question. Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case. His motive? He has to have one, but what is it? Violetta's medical bill. All right, hang on. Where's this? Okay, no way to pay up. You start screaming. And we're real lucky. Well, crap. I guess I'll press on this. And then they'll ask what my motive is. Or maybe I press on this. The waitress, you mean? The girl with the glasses in the finish here. Who else could I mean? If she hadn't gotten in the way, things would have been bada bing, bada boom, over and done with. And maybe I should push a little on this. Ask how things would have been. What do you mean things would have been over and done with? Oh, you sold there what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my $100,000 back, that's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way. As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim. I got motive right here. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect what you just said. Yay. Okay, the tiger's motive, huh? All right, now. I was after the $100,000. I didn't have no other reason to kill the guy. I got your motive right here. Somewhere. There it is. Nope, well, no. Damn it. Okay. Wrong button. So, you just intended to get back the $100,000 Mr. L owed you, correct? I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right. Unfortunately for Mr. Elg, $100,000 wasn't enough to cover it, was it? Huh? About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery. Where'd you get all this info? These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. Payment for these expenses was due in December of last year and was paid in full. $1 million? A preposterous sum. Someone should sue these HMOs. No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Order! 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 You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright? Indeed it did. Simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini. Did you say Cadaverini? Bruto Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glen Elg's life to pay your debt. Order, order, order! What do you say to that, witness? It's a nice little fairy tale track, but even if the witness did need $1 million, that doesn't tie him to Mr. Elg's murder. Mr. Elg only owed him $100,000 and had no hope of repaying it anyway. Yeah, that guy ain't worth my spit. I don't think so. In fact, the opposite is true. The opposite. Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glen Elg had no way to repay the money is crucial. What? You know where you're going with this, Nick? Yeah, MC Bomber. Oh, okay. You gotta think outside the box, Maya. Yeah, right into the CD case. You got it. It's very straightforward. Mr. Tigre wasn't after the $100,000 at all. It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with us? What exactly was Mr. Tigre after? There it is. Glen Elg was the programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elg put up in order to borrow the money. Care to explain how skill can be used as collateral to secure a loan track? He had the skill to create a computer virus, and so he did. A virus known as MC Bomber. A computer virus? What does one of those do? A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer. Computer? What does one of those do? I guess the beard isn't the only part of his honor that is from the Stone Age. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market. Mr. Tigre, you couldn't have cared less about the $100,000. Isn't that right? All you cared about was one thing, the virus. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Glen Elg had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tigre knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened, but he can't. Neither can I. A lottery win? Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. Elg won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. So he resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy. He murdered Glenn Elg and then made his next move, to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glenn Elg, while Viola Cadavarini played the role of Ms. Bird. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo. Like I said, Track, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it. But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan. Order, order! Silence or I will clear the... You put on a good show, Spiky. Eh? If you just want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up as like that kid, create a witness, and frame someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail of sprockets in my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution, one more trick to make sure Ms. Bird had no way out. What, another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Track? What was this trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? Oh wait, do I have the pen? I don't think I do. Oh yeah, I do, okay. What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me. What? That's the truth. But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Exactly. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing in here, in this very court, a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I had ever seen. Can you prove that, Gramps? What? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man? Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him? Hey, forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that, not me. You made a mistake, right? I was someone else, huh? Have you no pride, sir? Objection. You're thinking of lions, not tigers. This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Pride, here in court, we deal with people's lives. Mr. Godot is right. Your Honor? Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it. I presented evidence! If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive. But we've come so far! You say he impersonated Glen Elk. You say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Ah! Ha! Sucks to be you, Wright. Don't mess with the tiger or you gonna get mauled, you just got that? All we managed to do here was chase him around a little bit. No. We also stalled for time. Ha ha! Gumshoe, you better come in clutch. I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Ha! Looks like I won't be needing a refill. I just had one more piece of evidence. One more piece of evidence and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. The witness's cross-examination is over. You're free to go, Mr. Tigre. Damn it, Gumshoe! Hold it! Your Honor, sir. I knew it. Wait! Detective! Detective Gumshoe! It's about time. Sorry it took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the whites. So here it is. My heart's counting on this too. What is it, Detective? Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. What? What be? January 8th, 2:48 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 1. Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab. The results? About the prints, pal, from this medicine bottle. Oh, so do you know who the prints belong to now? Do you think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know. So, tell us. They're the tigers, right? I knew it. You bet. Clear as crystal all over the bottle. The Fuyo Tigre's paw prints, all right? That's great. We've got him now, Nick. Also, nice joke, Detective Gumshoe. Thank you. What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on that bottle now. But what? Why not? What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glen Elk's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now. Oh, I knew it. Great. No matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. This was our last chance to help Maggie. And I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's all right. I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal. Detective Gumshoe? Maggie! You've been working on something for me? Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get out of your hair now. Detective Gumshoe, wait! He's gone. Oh, damn it. Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. No crap. Okay, 3:04 p.m.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you've discovered.
Yes.
Don't keep us all in suspense, Drat. Show us.
Naturally.
We can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we?
Think, Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. How much more time of my time was you going to waste? I ain't been to no court before. But you sure know how to blow things out of proportion.
No doubt. Given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright.
Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here. But maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit.
Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final, decisive piece of evidence to the court.
Yes, well. This is the defense's final piece of evidence.
Isn't that the victims?
Your Honor. Naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre.
What? But, Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information?
Everyone in here knows what this bottle contains, except one man. Oh, one person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark.
My prints are on that pansy-looking bottle. Is that what you saying? Well, what the hell's in it anyway?
A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tigre, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains potassium cyanide.
Potassium cyanide?
The poison used to murder Mr. Elg, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that?
You make a good clown, you know that.
Ned,
You ain't never gonna get this to stick. You're just making me laugh now. You think this cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger?
Bluff?
I can see straight through you, Phoenix Wright. That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it.
No. This is the bottle we found traces of the poison in.
Don't mess with the tiger, you wanna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown, and it was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it.
Ha ha! There we are. And he knows it too.
Well, what's everybody so quiet?
Got him at last.
But what? Why's everybody gone quiet? I said that bottle.
Is this the bottle you're referring to?
Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle cyanide was in. but you ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't know that cozy looking suit fool you people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor, tell that guy where to go.
You still haven't figured it out, have you, you idiot? Don't you realize what you just said?
What I said? What did I just say?
You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. You really had nothing to do with the murder. You shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now you slipped up in front of every single person in this entire ass courtroom. You described the exact bottle you used by the killer to hold the poison.
Oh, crap. You don't know who you messing with. I'm the tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jumped up suit get a bet on me?
Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. A phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. Blink, blink.
Now, what's going on?
It looks like a blackout, Your Honor. Well done, Trike. I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Savor it. While you watch the police restrain your prey. But why? Why did you throw the coffee at me?
Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigray, Mr. Godot?
He has been arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glenn Elg, Your Honor.
Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney.
Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake.
Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Bureau Tigre is a truly frightening criminal.
Ha! The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. What?
Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty.
Yay! Confetti, 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 confetti.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
January 8th, 4:10 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1.
Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago. It wasn't me, but now I feel like I can forgive him.
It wasn't me. Maggie, that was the tiger.
Look, Nick, in the doorway. Detective Gumshoe. Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal.
But wait.
Detective Gumshoe. Oh yeah. Congratulations, Maggie. Thanks. I knew you were innocent all along. Why didn't you say that in your testimony then? Huh? Oh, well, well, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around. Wait up, detective! He just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even of any use. But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Can't you put in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Maya's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie? You know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all this. I wanted to believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it. I've got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. Oh, didn't he make another one of these?
Take that!
Here you are. A present to celebrate your freedom. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe. Made with a ton of love. He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe. I actually really like weenies, you know. Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? Absolutely. Yay! So, how is it, Maggie? It's really good. Aww. So the case of the phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. And who knows, maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. Recipe for Turnabout. The end. Okay, let's wait to see what the next trial is going to be. Edgeworth! Edgeworth is coming back! Edgeworth is coming back! Edgeworth is coming back! Edgeworth is coming back! Ah! Edgeworth! Edgeworth is coming back! Oh, wait. That says Turnabout Beginnings. Oh, it's another flashback. Okay. Do the outro. All's well that ends well. Tiger's been arrested, Maggie's been set free, and Gumshoe is forgiven. There may even be a glimmer of hope for romance in their future. But none of that matters because Edgeworth is back! Although it appears that this might be another flashback since it's named Turnabout Beginnings, but I can hope. Anywho, up here is a playlist of my Danganronpa Goodbye Despair playthrough, and down here is a video that YouTube recommends. Also, if you'd like videos a week early and, you know, help support the channel, we have channel memberships now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!